Hero shooters suck nowadays. Now that might seem like a weird thing to say as I'm playing Splitgate 2 right now, but if you're not educated enough to know, it's a class shooter. Unfortunately, most devs nowadays need to make their games a hero shooter. Hero shooters are a kind of game that's very popular right now, but I absolutely despise them. And there are a few reasons why, but the only ones that don't just boil down to I personally don't like them because are the balancing and the restrictions. The two hero shooters that I'm probably going to bring up the most in this video are Marvel Rivals and Valorant, but since most of the people watching this probably think that Ballistic was an original idea, I think I might need to explain what a hero shooter is in the first place.
A hero shooter is a shooter that allows you to select characters off of a roster, except these characters already have their abilities and sometimes even guns picked out for them before the game starts. This changes the action of making your kit in a way that supports your playstyle the best to find the character that most closely resembles your playstyle. And sometimes you don't even get to do that, as most of the time these are team games, and you're pressured to go with what your team needs rather than what you're best at. The term insta-walker also comes from these games, and if you've ever played a team game, you know, not a good thing.
Now, focusing on the first part, if the devs didn't think to add a character with your playstyle in mind, that leads me to my first part, restrictions. The restriction I'm talking about is the one I just mentioned, not being able to play the game to the fullest because the devs forgot about you. You can still play that way. You'll just have a very hard time winning unless you got FaZe on your team and NIP on the enemy. You're quite literally stripped of most of the fun you could have had. This is the main problem I have with Valorant. I personally like to play very aggressive support. In the Battlefield 6 beta, I played support with an M4A1. But you can't get that level of customization in Valorant. Sage is boring, so I played Yoru, where I could help my team and also frag out, but Yoru isn't a good character, so I got wrecked by anyone who decided to play the meta and pay attention to their surroundings. They just don't have any good options for me, so I play Flex, and it's not really that fun to have to play every character in the game to have a chance at winning. The sad thing is that the only way around this, other than adding customization to your game, is making a character for every possible playstyle, and the only reason Marvel Rivals was able to do this is because NetEase has a monopoly over the Chinese hero shooter market, and no one talks about it. It's like not liking baseball because you don't have comfortable shoes. It seems stupid, but it's actually pretty valid when you start thinking about it. And the sad thing is, yes, I know there's another sad thing, is that there's really nothing we can do about this. This is just the permanent curse of restrictions in hero shooters. There is no feasible and affordable way to make a hero shooter that involves every single playstyle. Now on to the second point, balancing. It's incredibly easy to balance a class shooter, I'm not gonna lie. If you have enough perks, someone's gonna find a combo or a counter to it, as long as it's not incredibly overpowered. That's not how hero shooters work. You can't just balance them against a handful of characters, because if you forget something, an entire section of the roster could be registered vulnerable to or broken to said edition. I've seen this recently with Marvel Rivals, as they added a flying tank, 4th flying character in the game, and unless you decide to play one of the 5 hit scan characters in the game, good luck trying to shoot a literal angel out of the sky. I dare you. It sucks even more because, as I've already mentioned, hit scan amounts to 10% of the roster. It's crazy how they thought this would be a good idea. And now for some hero shooters I felt like did a good job, even though they picked by far the worst genre imaginable. Starting off, there is Apex Legends. I mean, honestly, it's a Titanfall spin-off. The characters are okay because you don't really notice them, as due to the fact it's a Titanfall spin-off, the main focus is are how you handle a situation, your movement, and your gunplay. There's not really much to Titanfall spin-offs other than situational, movement, gunplay. And Apex does that perfectly. They don't try to pretend to be anything else, they just try to be Apex, and Apex has survived this long. Next up, this is a dead one, and by dead I don't mean it has 0 players. I mean, like, game quite literally got shut down. Spectre Divide. Honestly, all the characters felt like they belonged, not all the characters, sponsors is what they called them in this game. All of them felt like they belonged in the universe, like they played a specific role. And even though the game kind of got shot right out of the womb for being a quote-unquote Valorant clone, still good. Everything worked perfectly together, and I don't really have much else to say about him. And now Dead by Daylight. Now, Dead by Daylight is a little bit weird, as it can technically be classified as a class shooter, but I think it's kind of a breed between the two, because you do have killers with very specific playstyles that you do need to, like, adapt to, and you need to find the one that suits your playstyle as best as you're gonna get. But they also have perks, and if you can get a lot of blood tokens, you can unlock a lot of perks, and once you get 4 perk slots, oh my god, I used to suck at Springtrap, and now I still suck because this game is incredibly survivor-sided, but look at those perks. I love those perks. Those perks are basically my child. And now, lastly, an honorable mention, Splitgate Arena Reloaded. I was going to say Splitgate 2, but I recently learned that they are rebranding the game because Battle Royale didn't work. Yeah, they actually had a Battle Royale game mode. So they're just going right back to Arena. They're also overhauling the entire faction system. You know, like Arios, Sabrask, Madridian, or Meridian, I don't know. And they're resetting everyone's progress to start from 0, and then they're going to launch it on December 17th. So currently I'm incapable of playing it. Everyone's incapable of playing it. So I just settled for Dead by Daylight, but still, I don't know how the game's going to work. I don't know how the game's going to turn out, but I think it's going to turn out good, and I really hope so. Still, I think we should go back to the good old days of hopping on TF2 and then getting shot in the face by a sniper, even though you clearly didn't respect his sightline, and then hopping onto your YouTube channel named Great Blue and making a video complaining about Sniper. I don't even know if he did that, but I know he's like the one reason people say Sniper's overpowered. Just get good, man. But seriously, I understand some people like hero shooters more than class shooters, and I understand that's a preference, but I personally think they need to go, because I personally don't enjoy them for these reasons. And maybe it's just because I've had bad experiences with them, but these seem to be the 2 reasons that make, like, bad hero shooters, or at least the things that link them together. It sucks. And I wish I could enjoy them, because I have always, like, really, like, wanted to go back to Valorant, but I've just never been able to have fun with it. Maybe they'll fix it. Maybe they won't. But I have no way of knowing. Either way, that's about it. If you have any thoughts, tell me. Personally, I don't care. But yeah, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time when I upload in the next 3 months, because I completely forgot I own a YouTube channel.